What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you are a first timer, then welcome to the channel. We are about to change the way that you guys trade in the stock market with this strategy. So this is our watch list for Monday, December 19th. I put these videos out for you guys for free every single day. I put out daily watch lists, weekly swing lists, monthly swing lists. There's a yearly setup video coming out closer to the end of December. We'll have that out for you guys. But I put these videos out for you guys to really learn, really immerse yourself and learn how to trade throughout the day, throughout the weeks, and really just how to learn to better become a trader within this market. So thank you guys for being here today. I will say I am sitting in my car today doing these videos. My daughter's inside at a birthday party, so it gives me the availability to set up these videos for you guys to prepare yourselves for Monday and for the week. So I do want to tell you, I do have a trading Discord that can be found in the link in the description below. So if you click on that link, you can get into the Discord, and it's 95% free. There is a gold membership portion of that room. So that gold membership gets you a ton of great features, like the top 5 from this list and every other list goes to the gold members. It comes with a Strat indicator that I've created for you guys, one-on-one time with myself through Google Meet or Zoom. It includes a 1-hour Strat course for you guys to actually really sit down and learn this stuff from an A to Z perspective, and a bunch of other really great tools. It's got live trading bots in there on SPY, QQQ, Disney, DIA, Tesla, AMD, a bunch of other tickers. So there's a lot of stuff that's included with that membership. There's also the option to buy 2 months and get the 3rd month free, and it's only for $50, guys. You can make that back in one trade, but it gives you guys a lot of stuff to immerse yourself in and to really immerse yourself in this strategy and to really learn it and get a hold of it. Let's get started on this list. I'm not going to go through a bunch of the other jibber jabber, but let's go get on with this list. We're going to start with SoFi. So SoFi's got a inside bar. So inside bar or a 1 bar with the Strat. And you notice it's painted yellow. So that yellow comes from my Strat indicator. It's included with the membership, okay? Or you can buy it separately for $25. You get it for life. So SoFi has an inside bar. And if you guys don't know about the inside bars, let me explain the inside bars to you. So an inside bar or a 1 bar, you can see the 1 right there. It's kind of hard to see, but there it is. A 1 bar is a consolidation candle, so it's a tightening range. And when we see these yellow candles, I want you guys to think of a spring being compacted and loaded and tightened. And we look off of those inside bars, and I always tell people, if you're new to trading or struggling, look for the inside bar. So we're going to look for breaks to the high side or the low side of this inside bar. Now let me tell you this, if we trend to the downside, guys, the hourly, the daily, and the weekly, because opening up Monday, the hourly is new, the daily is new, and the weekly is new. So if we trend down, we've got full time frame continuity. If you don't know what time frame continuity is, I'm going to put a video at the end of this one. You guys check that out. That'll explain what time frame continuity is, how to use it, and how it's identified, okay? So inside bar, we can look for calls at 468, first target at 476. And we can look for puts at 450, first target at 435. If you hear the squeaking, I'm sorry. That's my feet on the rubber mats as I do the video in my car. So again, we look for that break on that inside bar. And when you see that yellow bar, I want you guys to think of a spring being loaded and compacted. And when you let go of that spring, you're really looking for an explosion like you would when you actually let go of a spring. So you can see here, we triggered, and we didn't quite hit the targets that we marked out, but we go back in time, and I want to show you guys this because the strategies that anybody shows you or teaches you is all based off of probability, and they need to make sure they're informing you of that, because there is no trade. I can never tell you that, yes, this inside bar is going to have a big break to the upside or the low side. That's what it's supposed to do. That's the probability, but that doesn't mean that's exactly what's going to happen, but that's what we look for. So I like to go back in time and show you guys that, yes, it does work out the majority of the times. Like if we go look at the inside bars, the majority of the time, again, this one, we broke to the high side and it ended up going outside bar. So could you have made some money? Sure. This inside bar gapped up, so you would have had to play the gap on this. This one went outside bar, but we triggered, and you could have made a little bit of money, but it wasn't that explosion. Here's another one that went outside bar. Here's another one. There's that big explosion that we were looking for, that trigger, targets, and further confluence. It was going to continue to trend down. So I'll see if I can find one more here for you guys, and then we'll move on. But here's another one here, another gap play, but off of that gap, there goes my phone. Off of that gap, we could have played to the downside off of that 15-minute bar. Here's another one that gapped. We could have played off of the 15-minute bar as well. So let's move on here. On to the next one. That's XOP. So XOP had, let me fast forward here. XOP. So we've got a 2 down that finished green on XOP. With that, we are going to look for calls back to the upside. So when we have the 2 down greens, it gives me a higher probability that this thing is going to trend back up to the upside. We've got really good time frame continuity on our side if it does happen that way. So we can look for calls at 135.57. My target here, guys, 135.50 if it's available, 136, 137 you could also use, but that's your first target there. And then you notice these 2 pink lines. Those 2 pink lines are inside bar on the weekly. So you notice that yellow circle around this weekly indicator. That tells me that there's an inside bar, as does the pink lines that I've included here from the weekly chart. So that weekly swing list will be coming out as well. But there's that inside bar. There's our highs and our lows marked out for us on that weekly chart. So again, we're looking for a call play to the upside on XOP. We move on to CVX. CVX, same thing, 2 down green. We're going to look for calls at 170.15 and first targets at 171.37. We move on to BA. BA with an inside bar. Is that what we're looking at? It looks like 2 down greens. So, oh no, there it is. There's the inside bar. That's what I thought. Full time frame continuity to the upside. Does that mean that it's going to trend up? No, it doesn't. But if it does, it gives us a higher probability that this trade is going to work out. So we can look for calls at 186.61. Puts at 181.30. And listen, guys, if you don't want to take these day trades, you can do the exact same thing that I'm doing on a lower time frame. So you can set these triggers and these targets up on a 15-minute chart, on a 30-minute chart, on a 1-hour chart, and then still manage that trade on a lower time frame, which is what we teach. But if this doesn't work for you, intraday, go look at the same setups. Look for those inside bars on the 15s, the 30s, the hourlies. And again, being part of that Griswold Gold membership, you get that bot that sends out these inside bars for you, so you don't have to go searching for them. They give you inside bars on the 5, the 15, the 30, and the hourly, so they come right to you. You don't have to go searching for them. But that's a play on BA. Calls at 186.61, puts at 181.30. We're going to move on to BABA. So inside bar, actually a 3-1 setup. So this outside bar, inside bar, and you notice the outside bars are white. That's also part of the indicator. And then the gold gives me this 3-1 setup, notifies me of that 3-1 setup. So again, 3-1 setups are very rare. They don't happen very often. So if we go back and look in time, and again, it's just like the inside bar. They're super explosive. And again, this one gapped, but we had that big run down, that big explosion that we were looking for. We look for one more gold bar here, and here's another one, okay? We triggered, and we had a nice run up from 79.23 all the way up past 81.44. That's a good play on an option. So that is what we're looking for on Alibaba, on BABA. We're looking for the break off of that inside bar. So calls at 90.57, puts at 86.79. We move on to BAC. BAC has that 2 down that finished green, bottom of a broadening formation on Bank of America. And if we zoom out, there's the bottom of that broadening formation going all the way back. Okay, all the way back. That goes far back. And then there's the back to the top. Now, I don't know when we're going to see the back of that top side, but we are right now trending on the bottom of that broadening formation. So we can look for that reversal back to the upside, the 2-2 reversal, with calls at 31.93. Now, I don't like that there's only 6 cents between the trigger and the target, but we also have this gap to fill here. So there's your potential second target on BAC coming off of this broadening formation. Move on to BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond, 2 down, Finish green, we've got that hammer candle on it, which is an actionable signal, as is an inside bar, as is a shooter candle. Hammer candle, big body at the top, long wick down to the bottom. Calls at 299, first target at 309. The other target, second target marked out for you. There's a third one there as well. We can look for Beyond or Bed Bath & Beyond to trend up on Monday. Citibank, 2 down, finish green. We're going to look for calls on this one at 44.66. Chewy, we've got a inside bar on Chewy. So we talked about the inside bars. Here's one, big trend up. Here's one, big trend down. And that's what I really want to show you guys. Like, get these big explosions, and they don't happen all the time, but probabilities tell us that yes, it is likely to happen. But the way you manage that when it goes against you, when it goes and then comes back against you, retraces through that trigger, the best managers of that risk are, realistically, guys, those are the best traders. Your number one goal as a trader is to manage your risk, and the better you are at managing your risk, the better trader you will become. So we are going to look for calls on this one at 42.68, puts at $40.46 on Chewy. We move on to CL, that's Colgate Palmolive, also with an inside bar, also with a weekly trigger to the downside to go 2 down. So again, if we trend to the downside, this day will turn red. I'm not sure where the quarterly turns red, but we'll have almost full time frame continuity to the downside. It's a high probability trade. We can look for puts at $77.25. If we trigger the day, we're likely to trigger the week, and it can turn into a little bit of a longer trade for you. We can also take calls to the upside at 78.12 off of that inside bar. Comcast CMCSA has a 2 down green. We are looking for calls at 34.77 on Comcast. Cisco CSCO 2 down green again. We're going to look for calls back to the upside at $48. Let's put in the first target for you guys. Nice magnitude at 49.05. DocuSign. What do we have with DocuSign? Sorry, again, my internet is a tad bit slow based on this. There's DocuSign. 2 down green again. So off of DocuSign, 2 down greens, we will look for the calls back to the upside. What are we looking at here? They're not showing up, so we're going to put them in. First target at 59.37. We will look for the calls at, not going in. Look for the calls at 56. Sorry, guys. That's what happens when you try and do stuff without internet. Give me a second here. There we go. 56.79. Okay, so let's move on to Fubo. I'm going to try and race through these quick here so we make sure we are getting them all out to you guys. If my internet stopped, then I will resume this later, and the video will come out later tonight rather than earlier. So we're into Fubo here. Fubo has a 2 down green, so we can look for calls at 220, first target at 227. Next up, we'll move on to GME. That's GameStop. GameStop with a 2 down green. We can look for calls on GME at 21.12. First targets at 21.44. IWM, 2 down green. We're going to look for those calls back to the upside at 175.11. Good magnitude back up for the first target. JP Morgan, 2 down green as well. 129.90 calls. Again, when I say 129.90 calls, that's our trigger. When you guys are looking for those calls, 130, 131, 130.5, somewhere in that range, that's JP Morgan. We'll move on to MasterCard. I don't put MasterCard on here very often. The spread between the bid and the ask is usually far apart. The premiums are pretty high, so it's harder for smaller accounts to trade this, but we do have that inside bar, and some people do like to trade it. So calls at 348.24, puts at 343.38, and you can see if we trend down, which would give us almost full time frame continuity outside of that quarterly, our first target is the trigger for the 2 down on the week. So if I go to the weekly real quick, there you can see we went 1, 2 up, finished red. We're looking for a 2 down, 122 rev strat on the weekly. Next up, we've got Netflix. Netflix inside bar, shooter candle. We can look for puts on this at 280.70 and calls at 294.72. Fairly good magnitude to both ends of that one. Oracle, ORCL, inside bar, shooter candle. We'll look for puts on this at 79.48. First target is our trigger for the weekly, so remember that one as well. Calls at 80.46 with first targets at 81.03. We move on to Target, TGT. And guys, if you like this stuff, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell. The bell gives you the notifications for when I do send these out every day. You get the notifications right to you. You come and watch the video and see what we're doing for the following day. Inside bar on Target, calls at 147.66, puts at 145.55 on Target. WFC, 2 down green. We can look for calls on WFC here at 41.45. First target, 41.71. Next target, 41.95. And you might be saying, why isn't it at the top of the candle? Because when we have this gap fill, there's no candle between here and here. That gap fill becomes our next target, and then the next target would be to the top of that same candle, okay? Makes sense? If it doesn't, let me know down below. Meta, that's Facebook. 2 up, finished red. Shooter candle, we're going to look for puts on the Facebook, on Meta platforms. If it shows up here, we can put it in 118.82. We'll make that our first target, and then let's put in another. And we lost it. Anyways, let's see what we've got here. We can see it. 118.83 is our trigger. First target, 118.63. We've also got this inside bar, the 2 pink lines, not showing up here because of the internet connection, but we've got inside bar on the weekly as well. So pay attention to that. We are trading in the middle of that, so we do have a ways to move either up or down to break out of that weekly inside bar. So just pay attention to that, guys. I'll put a video at the end of this one as well. I said on the time frame continuity, and I'll also give you a gap setup. So if we break above or below the candle that closed on Friday, that's a gap play. I'll show you guys how to play that as well. Hopefully this information is helping you guys. Like I said, if it is, give me a thumbs up. I'm on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can follow me there. Make sure you're subscribed down below. Get in on the Discord. Link is in the description below. And get in on that Griswold Gold membership. Let's get a one-on-one. Let's get that indicator to you. Let's get those live trading bots in your face so you don't have to go searching for this stuff. Good luck trading on Monday, guys, and we will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.